Heading into Super Bowl 47, you have intriguing storylines such as the Harbaugh brothers meeting up to face each other for the first time in Super Bowl history. You have the Ray Lewis swan song, his last game he'll ever play. However, the national media seems fixated on comments made by former Oakland Raiders wide receiver Tim Brown. 10 years ago, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thrashed the Oakland Raiders in the Super Bowl. It wasn't even a contest. The defense for Tampa Bay intercepted the ball and made mincemeat out of Oakland. Rich Gannon had one of the worst performances in his career. Ironically, that Delaware quarterback will watch a fellow Delaware quarterback play for the Ravens in this year's Super Bowl, representing the AFC. Now, what Tim Brown has alleged was that Coach Bill Callahan may have sabotaged the Super Bowl on behalf of his good friend Jon Gruden. Well, if I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer on that team, or a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, I'm kind of offended because that's the only Super Bowl these people have. Before Tony Dungy and Jon Gruden led the team for a few years, the Tampa Bay fans have been treated to dreck before and since. So let's let them have their moment in the sun. I'm waiting for mine over here in Philadelphia. They deserve their Super Bowl. John Madden says after the game, nothing can ever take this away from the players, and nothing should. Tampa Bay, I was at the championship game when they closed down the vet. The Eagles were favored heavily. They had eliminated the Buccaneers 2 years previously with Tony Dungy and were expected to march on into the Super Bowl, where they would probably have dispatched with the Raiders as well. So Philadelphia fans got their heart broken because Tampa Bay's defense is everything that it was made out to be. And that's why Oakland couldn't score. It wasn't because Bill Callahan changed the game plan 3 days before the Super Bowl. A lot's been made of their center going AWOL, but that happened after that third day. Right? Maybe they knew what was going on, but I think that the coach just came up with the idea that you just can't run the ball on Tampa Bay. That's not exactly true. However, it was a calculation. I think it's totally absurd to think that Bill Callahan had the motive or the desire to endanger his own career as a head coach just so Jon Gruden, his buddy, could win a Super Bowl. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Everybody knows that he got out-coached. He didn't change the terminology on the play calling, so Tampa Bay's defense knew the plays as they were being called. So for that reason alone, the Raiders had no chance. It wasn't because Bill Callahan was in the bag. Now, I know Raiders fans have reason to see these conspiracies as real because a couple of years prior, or actually the year before, they suffered defeat to the New England Patriots on a Tom Brady fumble, which would later be known as the Tuck Rule. So they've had a lot of bad luck, but they did have a nice run in 1980 where they won the Super Bowl, and they also won the Super Bowl in '84 versus the Redskins. So at least they have a couple Super Bowls. There's no reason to take the other pirate, the Buccaneers Super Bowl, away from them. Jerry Rice has made comments in support of Tim Brown's statement on ESPN. Now, Jerry Rice is a very smart individual who has a lot of integrity. I just think he didn't want his friend Tim Brown to be out there on an island all alone. So I think to help take some of the heat off of Brown, he threw himself under the bus because I really don't think Jerry Rice believes that the Super Bowl was sabotaged by Bill Callahan. And since the comments have been made, Tim Brown has backed off his comments a little bit, saying that I can't prove that Bill Callahan intentionally threw the Super Bowl. Well, there's other Raiders like Rich Gannon and Bill Romanowski who thinks that these are ludicrous assertions, and I agree with them. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10 years ago were champions of the world, and that's that.